And so we ended up joining Zynga. 5 weeks later, we launched FarmVille. The first day was 5,000 actually played. The second day was like 18,000. The third day was like 300,000 or something. And then the fourth day was 1 million players.
Wait, what? Okay, hold on. What was the exposure tactic then?
So we set the game out to friends and family. That's how we seeded it. It was literally just friends and family, and it spread from there. But there's a couple of things that really worked. Facebook at the time was like they needed growth. So they had this like all these social channels. So we were able to get billions of free
Wow.
impressions by just like using the platform features that were there. Like what would cost you billions of dollars today in ad spend on Facebook, we essentially got for free.
Oh, wow.
That was one. Two is that Zynga already had a couple games that were decently big. And what they were doing is they had this thing called the cross promotion bar, which is at the top of it. And they would basically send players from one game to another. And so FarmVille became the main cross promotion bar on top of every other Zynga game as soon as they saw how well it was growing. The third thing is that, it was a bit of a lightning in the bottle moment. Like people were looking for something to do. The graphics were like kind of like scratching this like Pixar, DreamWorks style itch, right? And the theme of farming is very universal. Like everyone knows how food grows. It's not like it crosses genders, it crosses age boundaries, it crosses ethnicities. It's just like it's universal. And so your addressable market is just super super
Right.
huge. Oh, the other thing is that we happen to be using, and this is kind of interesting because it's a technology choice, right? Like we Zynga's data centers. This is a really cool story. Zynga's data centers at the time could not hold another game. Like they were already at their like limit in terms of servicing the other games. And so it would have been like a few month wait for us to be able to for them to provision servers to allow FarmVille to then become part of the Zynga data center system. So they're like, well, you can take a risk. You can go use AWS, but no one uses AWS because it's like a new thing.
Oh, yeah.
So we're like, well, okay, let's try using this like cloud scaling thing. And there's like some auto scaling stuff and so on. And that allows to launch the game immediately. It also allows to scale the game because the game would not have scaled if it wasn't for the fact that we were on AWS. And there was a point where we were like maybe it was like us and Netflix were like the top two applications
Wow. That's
on
insane.
AWS. It was like something of that nature. Like so to give you context, like at the all numbers all in, like 300 million people played Farmville. It did over $1 billion in revenue, and it was just like this huge success. And then what I did with Zynga was I kind of took the Farmville engine. I created something called Exampleville, which then became the basis of Cityville, Frontierville, Fishville. Like it basically became the basis for all of
Right.
these games on Facebook at the time. And yeah, it was really fun. And I was there like 2.5 years, and that was Zynga.